So many people get into these relationships where they're the main giver, and there's a common thread, especially even with narcissism, of the person being victimized is a highly intelligent person. The education is awesome. The intelligence is wonderful, to utilize and things, but it doesn't necessarily transcend into the emotional intelligence, the awareness, because we see these flags or someone knows how to manipulate us, and we don't see it because, well, I'm so intelligent, so this must be good because this person speaks my language. And that's the key point. They're speaking your language.
Beyond the masks we wear and the roles we play lives a deeper truth about human connection. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. In Raw and Real in Relationships, Patricia Lindner and Richard Morden guide listeners through authentic conversations about every connection that shapes our lives. Honest insights for transforming every relationship through self-discovery. Because when you truly know yourself, everything else changes.
I listened to what you said, and another interesting thought came to me that is really very personal. Because I thought about the fact that I consider myself as a highly intelligent person, and I recall the moment when I was around 16. So that's a long time ago. I made this vow to myself that I become a highly, highly, highly intelligent person because I was bullied in school. And I thought that when I know it all and when I know so many things, no one could ever bully me or shut me down or cross my boundaries. And so I really studied a lot and I learned more and I got really highly educated in so many ways and things. And what now, and that is vulnerable, and maybe that is nothing to say openly, but maybe people can see themselves in that. When you know a lot, you want to bring this knowledge to the table and you want to help people, and then this is over stepping this boundary of, hey, there are some experts out there. um, I I don't know if I can say it correctly. I did that when my father really got sick, and that's about a relationship issue. Because I wanted to rescue my father. I'm not educated in medicine,
Mm.
but I made it my task to heal my father, to rescue my father, to sit down and do all of the work and to figure out how to heal him from this severe form of cancer. And same pattern showed up in a relationship with a man that was immensely in debt. I'm not educated in deep money solutions, but I felt accountable for that. And I made phone calls and I dove into the world of money so deeply because I'm so intelligent. And so I got somehow this victim on purpose of this story in this relationship. So I did all the work and I was not even valued for that at a certain point. And same thing happened with health issues with someone I was in a relationship with, that I felt like I could hold space and I could understand the burnout. I could understand everything that is going on, and I have so many tools and techniques, and I can read about this because I have this brain that is intelligent. And I think that shows some sort of codependency, Richard, that um, I'm just talking about myself, and maybe someone can relate to that. A highly intelligent person wants to be seen for the things they do, the intelligence, what they bring to the table, and that comes from an early childhood pattern, of course. And I talked about bullying, but there was something before the bullying.
Well, like we've talked before, I can help or I can fix.
Yeah.
And then we put all our hope into this aspect of doing all these things for the relationship, but basically for the other person. We're doing all this for them. I'm doing this for you. How many of us do that? How many are caught in it? I'm going to do this for you, and then we're going to have something, but it never returns to you.
Yeah.
There's never, and that will show up very early in most times where you're doing all this and the other person is not returning, or there's some other sort of not fulfillment. And again, time can stretch out. Some people are very good at disguising themselves too until you're really into the relationship, and then the little pieces start to fall away.
Yeah. And it's about conditional love, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely about conditional love. And as the most important relationship is the relationship with yourself, I think the best thing you can do is to just acknowledge when someone is feeling unwell or having a hard time, if it is your partner or anyone, or having money issues. Acknowledge that you see them, that you witness that, but that you own your space and that you just do something really healthy for yourself to not step into that fully and drain yourself and weigh yourself down
Yep.
with this trap of rescuing someone, so that you are seen and so that you are loved in this conditional way. It's about seeing the person, stepping back and holding your own space and loving yourself more.
And there's the space there we haven't talked about, but it's some people would say, well, it's better than being alone. But being in relationships where your boundaries are constantly overridden, your desires are constantly being overridden, the so-called being in a relationship, is it really worth that? Until you really look and find a way to fulfill yourself, those situations will most likely continue happening for you.
Yeah. And what you just said, is it real love when it's conditional and when it's better than being alone, or is it emotional enmeshment or manipulation, or just being in a relationship out of scarcity, the lack of? And you can find everything that you need to find within yourself, even though that is this common saying, it's all inside of yourself, but it truly is. And that makes us lead another conversation, maybe with you, if you want to. All right. Richard, is there anything that we could add or bring to the table for now?
I think, again, looking to value yourself, because is a relationship worth all your boundaries and all your money just to have something in there, when really the fulfillment piece starts with you. And that's where our work comes in, helping you find that fulfillment, because then not so much about you're having better rules, you're actually more likely to attract someone who's of the same quality as you. You're not looking for them to fulfill you. They're right. They may be on the same journey of this fulfillment. And then what can you create?
Yeah. Wonderful. I think that's a good time to wrap another episode of Raw and Real in Relationships with Patricia and Richard. And we hope that you gain a lot out of that, and that you love yourself more and more every day, and that you know that the most important relationship is the one with
you.
Bye for now.
Remember, transformation isn't about perfection. It's about showing up authentically, one conversation at a time. Every relationship in your life has the potential to become deeper, more honest, and infinitely more fulfilling. But it starts with the courage to drop the mask and meet yourself exactly where you are. The work isn't always comfortable, But as Patricia and Richard demonstrate in every episode, it's always worth it. When you learn to love yourself fully, everyone around you feels the difference. Join us next time for Raw and Real in Relationships.